Greetings, Slackers. It's May 23rd, 2017, and I'm over here on the telegraph.co.uk with another article I want to share with you as it relates to something that can help aid you in your communication. How emojis can save your relationship and help men understand what women mean. And this is by Paul Kendall. Goes on to state here. They have become ubiquitous on computers and smartphones. From the bog standard smiley face to halos, aeroplanes, and deep fried prawns, emojis are now used by an estimated 90% of the world's internet users, 3.2 billion people. But one of Britain's leading experts in language and communication has said the colorful glyphs do far more than just brighten up our text messages to friends and family. In a new book, Professor Vivian Evans, that's a mouthful, a lot of V's there. Vivian Evans says they actually help men and women get on better with each other because the images clarify a message's meaning. Quote, men frequently take a statement by their significant other at face value when, in fact, there is an underlying meaning. He said, for example, when a guy says to a woman, I'm going out with my mates, and the woman replies, fine, do whatever you want. She is actually testing his judgment. She is saying, you should know me well enough by now to know that I will not be fine with that. Understanding that communicative intention is key to a harmonious relationship. And Professor Evans argues men are more likely to understand that communicative intention if it is conveyed in writing along with an emoji. Quote, if a woman sends the message, fine, do whatever you want, on a smartphone and adds the angry face or disappointed face emoji, it gives the recipient a nonverbal cue, a meta comment showing him how to interpret the words. A guy can't miss it, and there is very little room for misunderstanding. He can then adapt his behavior accordingly. Another common miscommunication, Professor Evans said, stems from people's tendency to answer nothing when asked by their partner if anything is wrong. Quite often, men and women take this answer at face value, when, in fact, the respondent means the exact opposite. Again, in the digital realm, a sender can make their true intentions clear by appending an emoji, such as the unamused face or frowning face. In fact, Professor Evans goes as far as to say emojis are almost essential in digital communication. Quote, we are now in the world's third industrial revolution, he said. As online communication takes over from aspects of face to face interaction, we need to use emojis to better express ourselves, to help people relate to us, and to successfully convey our personality. Quote, people who don't use emojis are challenged in a digital context in the same way that you would be if you were unable to change the tone of your voice. If you don't use them, it might be because you don't realize how much your messages are being misunderstood. A survey commissioned by the dating website Match.com 2 years ago even found that the more emojis a singleton used in their messages, the more dates they went on. It also found that emoji users had more sex. 54% of those who reported regularly using emojis had sex in the preceding year, compared with 31% of those that didn't. In his book, The Emoji Code, Professor Evans also claims that Britons, in particular, have benefited from the rise of the emoji. Brits tend to be emotionally a bit more reticent than other nations, he said. They are less open with other people, so often prefer to use emojis. And we do not just use them to express our repressed emotions. Research Professor Evans conducted for Barclays Bank found we also use them to have conversations about topics we find awkward, such as money. Emojis are what I call meme proof, he said. Because they are cartoon like glyphs, it is very difficult to threaten someone or to take offense using an emoji. Even if you send an angry face to someone, it's not the same as threatening physical violence. They don't have the same menace. So, for this reason, I think they are particularly suited to the British temperament. And this was the source was the Telegraph. But I'll leave the link to this down in the description box. What do you think about that? When you communicate via texting, sexting, email, whatever, are you using emojis? Um, I mean, I used to use emoticons, a lot of winks, a lot of laughing, crying, stuff like that before these emojis came along. But I will say that I've gotten pretty fluent in them. Women do use them quite a bit. I have talked with other guys, they don't tend to use them as much. And yes, there is a misunderstanding when it comes to the communication. So if it's something that can help improve communications, and as the Match.com survey also pointed out, that those who did tend to use them often have more sex than those who don't, is this something that you would be willing to learn and begin applying immediately in your communications? Leave all that for me down in the comment section. That's going to do it for this article and this video. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Did you enjoy this video and find it informative? Subscribe to the Slackers Method and click the bell icon next to the subscribe button to receive all the latest notifications for when I upload new videos.